In this video, I am going to be telling you about one of my key life principles, which is to live your life, accept the consequences. Why that is such a critical thing that completely transformed and changed my life and turned me from someone who was a fearful person, someone who did not have a courage, someone who did not have much of a backbone as a man, and became a fucking bulldog. Welcome to Bulldog Mindset. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com, and on this channel I teach you how to be a man in modern society today. So if that is you, then you are the person who should be clicking subscribe here. Click that subscribe button, become a bulldog. Okay, join the Bulldog Mindset. I'm building a fucking army and I want you in it. I'm going to live my life and I will accept the consequences of it. So let me tell you a little bit of a story, okay, that really transformed and changed my life. Okay, so I went to a seminar, okay, with a man you may have heard of, Tony Robbins. Now, some of you, you're like, well, John, Tony Robbins, isn't he like this weird, like super tall, scammy guy? No, no. Tony Robbins is a pretty cool guy, all right? Stop it, all right? Don't be so fucking judgmental, all right? You know, yeah, there's some weird shit that goes on, okay? I almost left the seminar, I will admit it. On day 2, I was a little bit freaked out by people dancing around and hugging each other, all right? I had my laptop, I thought I was gonna do some fucking personal development and take some notes. None of that shit, okay? So anyway, I go to this seminar, all right? To this Tony Robbins Date with Destiny seminar. Really, like, I didn't even know what it was about. Not really. Like, I read his book, Awaken the Giant Within. It was pretty good shit, okay? I went to this seminar even though I really didn't know what to expect here. Just, like, sometimes it's like serendipitous events, right? Serendipity is my favorite word, by the way, okay? Things that happen to me, all right? I just follow the lead, right? There's something guiding my path in the universe, okay? I believe that, all right? And, I know it sounds like some woo-woo shit, but, it works out for me, okay? So everything fucking works out for me, and it's because I go with my gut. I'm sitting there with my laptop, okay? I'm thinking I'm gonna take some notes, and people are fucking dancing, and, like, they want me to get up and dance and shit, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird, and there's, like, people cheering, and, like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and I see Tony up there on the stage, and he starts talking, and what he starts talking about really connects with me, but I'm still skeptical of it, right? So in the second day, I almost leave. One of the coaches there, he's like, look, man, you came out here, right? You took it on a leap of faith here, okay? I know this is some weird shit, all right? But, like, you just need to suspend your disbelief for a second, okay? And realize that, if you're ignorant, you're unaware of your ignorance, by definition. So just take a chance, just play all in, as they say, and see what happens. And if you don't like it, if you want to leave tomorrow, you can leave tomorrow, but at least, like, give it your all and, like, see what happens, all right? So anyway, I went through this whole seminar, and actually, like, it was really good. I had so many moments that just, like, completely broke me down and completely made me really think about life. But there was one real key thing that Tony Robbins said in the seminar that just struck with me, and it's like a quote that I will never, ever forget, which is, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with. I'll say that one more time because it's a little bit to take in here, and I'll break it down. The quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with. That really struck me, okay? Because I realized that I was building my whole life around certainty, okay? Everything that I was doing in life was based on building certainty. I was building this impenetrable fortress around me. I was building a financial fortress, okay? I was building an emotional fortress. I was building a physical fortress, okay? And what I was doing was I was trying to not get hurt. I was trying to basically protect myself, right? From financial disaster, right? I wasn't taking chances. I was doing boring shit. I was just trying to, like, build up passive real estate investment so that I could just live off of that and not have to work again, and I wasn't investing anymore. I was just paying shit off, okay? I was emotionally protecting myself, building up this wall, this barrier, and I was doing this physically as well, right? Building up my body, like trying to protect myself. Fear, right? I was afraid to get on airplanes. I was afraid to get on roller coasters, okay? Kind of embarrassing shit to say, but it's true, all right? That's how I was, okay? Because I was trying to protect myself. So I was building up this huge barrier, this whole huge fortress. I don't know if you've seen, it's like Final Destination, this movie. There's this scene where the kid is in this cabin. And the whole premise of this story, just so you know, is that basically these kids cheated death. They were supposed to die in like a plane crash or a bus accident or something, and somehow they lived. And so, like, death came for them in the order that they were sitting on the bus, like, because you can't skip death, right? So they were all dying of like these freak accidents, and they knew who was going to be next, okay? And so this one kid, he knew it was his time. So he goes up to this cabin in the woods, and he secures the cabin. And there's a scene where he's sitting in this chair, and he's got these oven mitts on his hands, right? They're like duct taped to his hands so they can't hurt himself. And he's sitting there in the chair, and he's just waiting. And you realize what he's thinking in that moment, which is, what the fuck am I doing? Like, yes, maybe I'm protected, maybe I'm not going to die, but I'm already dead. Okay, I'm sitting in this chair, and what am I going to do? Sit my whole life in this chair with these oven mitts on my hand, okay, and not live my life? I'd rather just live my life, okay? And I realized that was me. That was me, okay? I was that kid sitting with those oven mitts on my hand. My life, the quality of my life, remember that quote, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with. I was eliminating all uncertainty from my life so that I could have safety. I wanted certainty. I wanted financial certainty. I wanted emotional certainty, okay? I wanted physical certainty, all right? And by doing that, I wasn't living my life, right? So when I heard that from Tony, when I thought about this, I had this epiphany, and instantly my life changed. Instantly my life transformed, right? Because I said, no longer will I live my life in fear. No longer will I live and put a barrier around myself. I'm going to tear down the barriers, okay? If my life is shorter because of it, then my life is shorter because of it. If I die tomorrow because of it, then I die tomorrow because I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to sit in the chair with the oven mitts on my fucking hands and not live my life. I'm going to live my life, and I will accept the consequences. Fuck it, I'm doing it. Whatever the consequences are, that's it. I'm taking those. I started looking at all the areas of my life, and I just started saying, you know what? What's the worst that could happen? And am I willing to accept that? And not only am I willing to accept that, as I accepted it, I said I am willing to accept that, okay? I'm going to go and I'm going to take some more business risks. I'm going to go and I take some more investing risks. And you know what? If I lose every single fucking penny that I have, I don't give a fuck, okay? Because I will have lived my life. I'm not going to try and just protect everything and not take any kind of risk. Now, I'm not going to take foolish, stupid risks, okay? But I'm not going to try and create this barrier, right? And I did this emotionally, right? I realized that I was living in zombie mode, okay? I told you the 3 phases of emotional development, okay? And I was in phase 2, the phase where you realize that the world can hurt you, and people have hurt you. You've had your heart broken enough times that you say, you know what, fuck it, I'm numb, all right? You can't hurt me. But the problem with living in that protective area, okay, where you can't feel any pain, is you can't feel any love either, okay? I didn't have love for anyone, all right? I was just walking through life like a fucking zombie. So I tore down that barrier, and I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to feel the pain. I developed another philosophy that I have, that is feel the pain, keep on walking, okay? And I said, you know what, I'm going to live. I'm going to see all the colors of the rainbow. I'm not just going to see black and white. And, life is full of pain and passion and love and hatred and envy and all of the full spectrum. That's what life is, okay? You can't just block that out. You can't just say, I don't want pain, because when you block out the pain and you become numb, okay, and you're not willing to accept consequences in your life, then you block out the love. You block out all the good emotions, the excitement, the joy, the spontaneity, right? This is why uncertainty increases the quality of your life, because it's fucking adventure. I tore that down. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be real with people. You might have seen, I was doing YouTube videos before then, I was doing YouTube videos after that. Do you see the different John between those two? I literally transformed as a person. I literally said, I'm going to get into the fucking camera, and I'm going to be vulnerable on the camera. I'm going to tell you what is in my heart, okay? All right? I'm going to tell you guys that I love you, all right? I'm going to tell you guys that, what's going on, okay? I'm going to be genuine and authentic. I'm not going to try and put up some kind of front or try to present some image that's not true, okay? I'm going to look and examine my own weaknesses and go to the depths of my soul and figure out where I'm fucked up. I'm going to look in the mirror, and I'm going to accept what I see, and I'm going to start from there and build the John that I want to become, okay? And I'm willing to have relationships, and I'm willing to let people come into my life and go from my life. I'm not going to hold on to them. I'm not going to put expectations on them. I'm not going to let them put expectations on me, right? I'm willing to accept the pain of loss, right? These are all things about accepting the consequences in life. And I did the same thing physically. I overcame all my fears. I was afraid to fly in airplanes. I was afraid to go on roller coasters. I was afraid of a lot of things, okay? I enrolled in MMA, started fighting, right? I had all these physical fears, okay, that had developed and crept on me over time. I hadn't always been this way, but as I started to protect myself and try to protect myself, I had built this up, okay? Because I wasn't living my life. I wasn't willing to accept the consequences. I said, you know what? If I die in a fucking airplane crash, I die in a fucking airplane crash. That completely transformed and completely changed my life, okay? I no longer accepted things I didn't want in my life. I was willing to do things, to build relationships, to risk losing relationships and losing people in my life because I'm willing to accept that consequence. So it allowed me to live, to be free. I started to develop the philosophy that people are together or in relationships, and that they maintain friendships and all of these things at will because they want to be there, not because they're obligated. Not like loyalty became a concept that I threw out the window, right? Because I said I don't want people to be loyal to me, because loyalty means obligation. I want you to be here because you want to be here, okay? And so I gave other people freedom, and in doing so, I gained my own freedom. And all of a sudden, all these negative emotions disappeared from my life. I didn't have anger. I didn't have hatred. I didn't have envy. All of those things disappeared, and I had peace. Now, it doesn't mean I'm happy all the time, but it means that 90% of my mind was focused on these negative emotions and how I could protect myself, and those things disappeared because of one simple thing, is that I decided that I would be willing to accept whatever consequences that my actions brought about. And some people judge me now, and they look at how I live my life, and they say, John, you are playing with fire, my friend. And you know what? Maybe I am, but I know what I'm doing. I know that fire will burn you, and I'm willing to be burned because I want to be close to the flame. And that's a choice that I've made, and it has improved the quality of my life drastically. It completely transformed me from the ground up. It changed my everything from my appearance to how I present myself to how I think and what I believe. Okay, and I'm not afraid of consequences. I'm willing to accept those things. All right, guys. If you have not already, make sure you take that Bulldog quiz. By the way, find the courage to be willing to take some risk and to accept whatever those consequences are. Because you know what? The worst consequence that I could possibly think of in life is it's not to die. It's not to die. We're all going to die. It's going to happen, okay? The worst consequence, the worst possible outcome would be to have never really lived. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.